What's up, y'all? I'm back again. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna say when you come in, do hit the like button. But as you watching this, hit the like button. If you agree with me, hit the like button. It takes less than 5 seconds. You know, I I don't want to make a joke out of it, but it helps me out. Um, like I said, I want to keep putting the content out there. I want to talk about whole kinds of issues. The issues I've been talking about lately, political issues, social issues. I want to talk about everything, but I have to have an audience. I'm gonna stress that because I mean, without y'all, I have no channel. It's you know, I want to say it's not worth doing the videos, but I mean, it serves more purpose if it gets to more people. So I mean, hit the like, hit the share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It won't hurt you. You don't have to watch every single one of my videos. I mean, but just help a brother out. That's all. If y'all got a channel y'all want to shout out, I have no problem sitting there shouting out and sharing videos. I have no problem. That's a you know the, I, before I even start, I want to touch on this. I think a problem we have in the black community is we don't want to share info with one another, and a lot of us don't want to share info if we're not getting paid for it. We want to sit there and we asking for money and whatever the case may be. If I mean, later down the line, if y'all want to sit there and ask me, oh, what's your Cash App, what's your PayPal? All right, I'm not, I'm not, um, I'm not going to decline that. I was looking for another word, but I'm not going to decline that. But at the same time, I'm not asking for it either. I'm not asking for monetary gifts or anything like that. If I ever do, is to build something. Is really to build something to give back. That's what I want to do. Um, so I'm not doing this for my health. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing this to make money off of YouTube or whatever. I'm actually genuinely doing this. But you know, genuine people usually get overlooked a lot of times. So I just ask for your help. It doesn't take much to do, and it's not hurting nobody. I mean, sometimes it's also a case we need to stop with each other. It's like a matter of, you know, it's not that the person doesn't like the message, they don't like the person giving the message. So for that very reason, they won't like it, they won't share it, they won't subscribe to that channel, whatever. But yet, you could share a video, pretty much speaking on the same subject from somebody else, and boom, you see a share, you see the like, and I think that's really crazy. I made a post one time about you know the hardest thing about marketing is getting people's attention, and if it's not coming from a celebrity or a big organization, then people are not paying no mind to it, and it's sad. It really is. We have to do more to support each other. There's a lot of money to be made out here. There's a lot of information that's shared. I mean, and there's a lot of different viewpoints, and two, three people could be talking about the same subject and break it down a different way. So it doesn't hurt to share that knowledge and share that information. Saying especially to the youth, especially the kids. They're the future, and we have to mold them right. So the topic at hand is Jason Whitlock. Now, anybody who knows Jason Whitlock, you might know him, you might not. But anybody that knows Jason Whitlock knows he rides in the same lines of Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. will sit there and maybe sometimes have some kind of pro-black stance, like when he sat there and he was talking about black coaches, and he got so mad that he walked off the set because he felt black coaches needed to be supported more or whatever. But then he'll turn around and sit there and talk against Black Lives Matter movement. He'll talk against Colin Kaepernick. He'll talk about this. Jason Whitlock is no different. No different. 1 minute he'll sit there and say something. You'll be like, oh, right on, Jason. Yeah, that's the way you do it. You stick it to him, whatever. And in another instance, he's sitting there going against his own people. Now, the latest instance, apparently he has a new YouTube channel, and he decided for his first episode to attack Maria Taylor. Not Rachel Nichols, Maria Taylor, the sister. Now, he paints this narrative that Maria Taylor shouldn't have got the job that Rachel Nichols wanted anyway because she's not built for the job. Then he goes to say something about Maria Taylor wanting to pull a race car, but I'll let y'all be the judge of it. Listen to the clip. Listen to the clip, and y'all be the judge of it.
Because I don't understand the Maria Taylor, Rachel Nichols controversy. In a private conversation, Nichols politely told a friend that Taylor's race played a role in Taylor getting the ESPN NBA Countdown hosting job over Rachel Nichols. Nichols did not disparage Taylor's talent or work ethic. Nichols did not state her opinion publicly. Nichols did nothing to offend Taylor. Nothing. Nichols' private conversation was accidentally recorded and a year later intentionally leaked to the New York Times. I wonder who did that. Taylor has refused to speak with Nichols and has refused to appear on camera with Nichols for the past year because Rachel Nichols had the audacity to think ESPN plays the racial diversity game. I wonder where she got that thought. This story reached full absurdity Monday afternoon when Nichols opened her television show, The Jump, by stating she's, quote, deeply sorry for hurting her co-workers and Maria Taylor. Take a look.
So the first thing they teach you in journalism school is don't be the story. And I don't plan to break that rule today or distract from a fantastic finals. But I also don't want to let this moment pass without saying how much I respect, how much I value our colleagues here at ESPN, how deeply, deeply sorry I am for disappointing those I hurt, particularly Maria Taylor, and how grateful I am to be part of this outstanding team.
I love the way Rachel's voice broke. How deeply, deeply sorry I am. Love that. That was a nice touch. Former NBA players Kendrick Perkins and Richard Jefferson then briefly scolded Nichols before slobbering on about how great Taylor is. Nichols spoke for 27 seconds. Perkins and Jefferson, two people who had nothing to do with the friction between Nichols and Taylor, rambled for 40 seconds apiece. It was bizarre. This entire controversy is ludicrous and it feels manufactured. I couldn't imagine pretending to be as fragile as Taylor, a 34-year-old former Division I basketball and volleyball player. I couldn't imagine being so obsessed with the opinions of white coworkers that their private thoughts could hurt me to the point that I'd expect the company's human resources department to address it. This is embarrassing for black people. And I say black people and not just Taylor because Kendrick Perkins, Richard Jefferson, Jalen Rose, and several other black ESPN employees have publicly validated Taylor's allegedly hurt feelings. This is my problem with modern liberals, black and white. Black liberals turn emotional and weak at the thought of a white person not rubbing their bellies and patting their heads in approval. They believe that the approval, appreciation, and affinity of white people are necessary for black success. Never been true in my career.
Campaigns, you have Black Lives Matter, Antifa, they will come to your home and intimidate you.
They'll take
instead
your job.
take your way of living. Instead of burning crosses, we have burning buildings. And then if you look at the policies that the Democratic Party adopted from the 60s on, the elimination and the destruction of the black family, intentional in my, and so basically we've infused black people, if you just go look at it, we've infused black people with a racist mindset, an anti-black mindset. Instead of the KKK or a white racist person being most likely to use the N-word, it's now us. Instead of the KKK killing us, it's now us killing each other in record numbers in our own communities. It's now, instead of us putting out blackface music or entertainment, instead of white people doing that, we now have rappers that do that and put out these very negative stereotypes about black people, and we celebrate this as our culture. We have been turned into our own worst enemy. We act and have adopted the mindset of the KKK, and we're doing it at the behest of the Democratic Party. And I'm sorry if that pisses people off.
Maria Taylor doesn't have detractors. She has competitors. No one is questioning Taylor's broadcasting talent. She's a natural on camera. Does she work as hard as her competitors? That's up for debate. In the past year, she's chosen to cut corners by constantly playing the race card and claiming that any and every slight is a bullet to her head. She acts like she's not woman enough to handle the natural turbulence and jealousy at the top of any and every industry. Rachel Nichols has handled this kerfuffle like a grown woman. Taylor appears childish. At the top of her TV show Monday, Nichols symbolically rubbed Taylor's belly, patted her on the head. Black Twitter was very pleased with the apology. It's embarrassing. The level of delusion fueling this fiasco is mind-blowing. According to the New York Post, Taylor wants a contract similar to Stephen A. Smith's $8 million a year deal. That is crazy. It's a preposterous demand. Everyone knows it. Taylor doesn't know the position she plays. To use a football analogy, Taylor plays center and Stephen A. Smith plays quarterback. Smith is ESPN's franchise quarterback. He's Lamar Jackson. Viewers tune in to see him succeed or fail. On NBA Countdown, Taylor snaps the ball to journeyman quarterbacks, Jalen Rose, Jay Williams, and Adrian Wojnarowski. They are Jared Goff, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Sam Darnold. You can replace Taylor with another center, Rachel Nichols, and no one would notice.
But when you have a platform and you're a black man, you don't always, unless they're sitting there siding with the side of white supremacy, they're a white supremacist in a black face. I feel you should always support your brothers and your sisters. And this is definitely not a case of her siding in the side of white supremacy. If anything, he is. Like, how you decide to make a video tearing down Maria Taylor, fellow sister, and not Rachel Nichols. You're sitting there, your headline alone is disparaging. Maria Taylor is not built for the job. Jason Whitlock proves Maria Taylor is not built for the job. Seriously? But then again, if you know Jason Whitlock, you don't expect anything more from him. Or should I say, you don't expect anything less from him. He's been known to be a buck dancing fool. But I don't know what to do to eradicate these little Sambos, but we need to really put pressure on them so that we can eradicate them. Because then the white supremacists won't have a leg to stand on. They won't be able to use that same old routine that they've been using for God knows how long. That same old, you get the black token guy or the black token woman to sit there and spew out the same rhetoric that we'll spew out, so that we don't have to sit there and do it and be labeled racist. They can sit there and do it, and then we can sit there and say, hey, look, one of your own said it, so we can't be racist because look, one of your own agrees with us, one of your own said it. That same old trick they've been using for decades, centuries, actually. And even though it's dwindling, thanks to social media, thanks to people like Kwame Brown, thanks to people like Self Talk and Carcino, and I guess a few others, Gravity Takeout, but it's still prevalent because there's still a handful of people that do agree with him. I've seen all in the comments on Jason Whitlock's video, a lot of people agreeing with him. I don't know if they're black, white, whatever, but it makes it. I say this. I feel like sometimes a black coon, Sambo, whatever you want to call them, is worse than a white supremacist. And the reason why I say that is because when it's your own people and with your own skin color, and they're willing to do that, that means any little dollar that they receive will make them sit there and turn on you. So that makes them even more dangerous than the people who are pulling the strings, making them the little puppets. That makes them more dangerous. So people like Jason Whitlock are very dangerous. Stephen A, very dangerous. Candace Owens, very dangerous. Sheriff Clark, I haven't heard from him in a while, but very dangerous. The twins, I forgot their freaking names. Dangerous. Another one, Vernon Jones. He's a flip flopper. Dangerous. Because they're dangerous too, flip floppers. 1 minute, they you're agreeing with what they say, and the next minute, majority of the time you're not. They're flip floppers. But I'm going to segue into. I'm not going to hold up too much more of your time, but I'm going to segue into another part because Gravity Takeout did his take on Jason Whitlock. But what he also said in the video is true too, and I meant to touch on it in another video, and I didn't touch on it, and I think me and my father was talking about it at one point, how it comes from what Jason Whitlock, another thing that Jason Whitlock said about Maria Taylor wanting Stephen A money. But anyway, the point of the matter is that, Stephen A is getting whatever millions he's getting, 5 million, 8 million, whatever it is. And Gravity Takeout made a good point. Nobody should be making that much money for sitting around talking about sports. More power to them for putting in the work and whatever. Yeah, they should definitely be compensated, but nobody should be sitting there getting paid that much money for talking about sports. And like my father said, that no basketball player should be getting paid millions just to go up and down the court. And I definitely agree with that. And I sat there and I said, because I was talking mainly about how the owners, if the players are getting millions, the owners are getting billions, and the only reason why the players are getting millions is because the owners are able to make billions off of it or whatever. But at the same time, nobody should be making that much money off of that when you have people that's actually saving lives and making a difference, and they're not making nowhere near that. So that is a very good point. That is a very good point. But at the same time, whatever money Maria Taylor is making, whatever money they're making or whatever, Maria Taylor put in the work. Obviously, if you do enough research like Carcino did, you'll see that she put in the work, and she actually was a basketball player. Like, how many analysts do they have, commentating sports that never even played sports? So you get paid millions of dollars to break sports down, but you never even played it. You get paid millions of dollars, in Stephen A's case, to sit there and call other players a scrub, but you couldn't even play. Because word has it that you played a little bit of basketball, but you wasn't good enough to make the cut. But you're good enough to sit there and call other players scrubs. And you probably wouldn't even make it as far as they did. And you're getting paid millions to do this. This is crazy. That is crazy. But, people like Jason Whitlock need to be shut down. He just started his YouTube channel. I wish that would get shut down too, because he got fired off of his other show. Can't remember the name of that right now, but he got fired off his other show. Now he's on. He made a YouTube channel. I hope it fails too. Can't keep pushing that envelope and riding for the white man or whatever. There's nothing against all white people. It's the white supremacists. That's another thing that you have to understand. Or at least for the majority of us, when we speak about white people, it's not white people in general. It's the whole system of white supremacy. That's what we're talking about. So if the shoe doesn't fit, it shouldn't hurt your feelings. They say a hit dog will holler. So if you don't fit that category, you shouldn't be hollering, right? And I'll just I'll leave it at that. Peace. Oh, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't be scared to write any comments. I mean, any comments, any kind of feedback is welcome. Just don't view the thing. Don't be scared to comment. I think sometimes people be scared to comment. Why? I don't know. I don't know why that is. But, share your thoughts. Share your thoughts. Let me know what's going on. So maybe I can learn something from you, or maybe you can further reiterate the point. All right. So with that, I'm gonna leave y'all. Peace.